Hello, this is the Black Angel reaching out to you once again. I would really like to thank God for another terrific Tuesday. Um, I won't complain. Uh, I thank God for where I am right now. I thank God for allowing me to be able to come before you once again. I enjoy speaking with you, giving you little nuggets of encouragement. I recently, this is a you pray for me and I pray for you, and kind of like we're helping each other, so to speak. But anywho, for some reason, I had gone by the bank, and of all places, I chose McAllister's to stop and eat. And by the time I got in my vehicle, I felt so sick. So sick. I don't know what was going on. It wasn't a lot of people in there, but I just, all of a sudden, I didn't feel it until I left McAllister's. When I walked out that door, I felt horrible. And all I could do was call a friend and tell them how I felt and, you know, make sure I get home safe and everything. And just went on from there and got home, and I felt so bad. I'm feeling a little better, but my stomach is still kind of iffy, but it'll be all right. Thank God I'm okay. But anyway, I do want to talk to you briefly. There are a lot of things floating around in the world, and I know that there are a lot of rumors floating saying that things are about to get really bad, or they may get worse before they get better. Whichever it is, what God has for us is for us. So I said that to say this. Regardless of what we go through in this life, God is going to see us through. And as long as we are trusting God to see us through everything that we face in this lifetime, God created us. He created us for a purpose. And whatever his purpose is for us, it will prevail. So there's no reason to get caught up in they saying this and they saying that and all of that. You have to pray and trust God with everything that you have, will get, or however you want to look at it. You got to learn how to trust God more. It's easier said than done, truly. There have been times that I've doubted. There have been times that I've been, you know, just all excited and, just know things are fixing to go great for me and da 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 da. It does not always happen that way. Sometimes you go through worse before the better comes. But just be mindful to stay prayed up. I mean, God has been too good to us, and he has brought us thus far. He's not going to leave us now. So let's just kind of try to keep our focus on depending on God and trusting in him. Always bless your food. Pray over your food. Bless and pray over your house, your family, everyone that you come in contact with. Even if they're a stranger, bless them. Pray for them. Trust God with everything that you have. And in all things, put God first. It's hard sometimes to do, and it is easier said than done, and it's hard sometimes to do because we often, as I saw on one of the little quotes I was reading, it spoke about how we tend to pick up our phones and look to see who done called us first before we even stop and thank God for last night's rest and this morning rising. So It's always good to be grateful and thankful to God first thing every morning before you even pick up that phone or get on that iPad or that laptop and just go left, It's easy. It's easy to do. And I hope and pray that you will continue to pray for me, and I will continue to pray for you. So I hope and pray that I can say something to encourage you or lift you up. It may not be exactly what you need per se, but I hope it helps some. And I try to focus on what God has put on my heart to do. And I know what God has put on my heart to do. And I hope and pray that I can do it to the best of my ability and that it'll be pleasing to God, what I do. We have to learn to pray for people. You don't ever know what the next person is going through, and it's always good to be grateful and thankful with all that you have, because it's always somebody worse off than you who would love to be in your shoes. So just try to focus on the good and not the bad. As I said before, I hope and pray that I can always say something to encourage you to keep moving, not to give up. Everything happens for a reason. We don't always understand or know it at that time, but everything happens for a reason. So let's be mindful of other people that are going through, and even when we're going through, we're not always bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and all happy and smiles and everything, but let's just try to be thankful in all things, because I made the parable last time about the storms in life. You either in the midst of the storm, you're going through the storm, or you're coming out of the storm. It's always something, and it's not going to always be perfect. Every day is not going to be perfect. So it is good to give thanks in all things. And as I said before, I'm still grateful that God has allowed me to be able to get on here and speak a few words to you guys and try to encourage you to keep moving. Every day is not going to be sunshine. Got to have a little rain in them clouds every now and again. So let's try our very best to be thankful and try to help each other to, make it through everything that we have to go through in this life. So I hope and pray that you're having a great Tuesday, terrific Tuesday. I remember the different names that we used to tell when I was teaching the kindergarten. We would always rhyme a letter with the day of the week and try to make a little rhyme out of it, something that they would like. And I remember Terrific Tuesday and Magnificent Monday and Wacky Wednesday and Terrific Thursday, just Fantastic Friday, just kind of something happy about each day of the week. But in all things, let us be thankful and grateful, because it's always somebody somewhere that wish they were in your shoes, and things are not always going well for everybody else as it is for you. So with that being said, those are my little nuggets for this terrific Tuesday, and I pray that the rest of your day is wonderful. May God continue to bless and keep each of you until we meet again. Bye-bye.